I'm Tracy Baxter with today's Record Newswatch. The Orange County District Attorney's Office has been asked to review the circumstances surrounding an incident in the city of Newburgh last weekend, where a man chased by police after fleeing a traffic stop smashed his car into a tree. 28-year-old Sean Lewis of Newburgh later died of the injuries he suffered in the collision on South Lander Street. Police say Lewis was first stopped near the intersection of Robinson and Marne Avenues. Police deny community rumors that they intentionally rammed his car into the tree. Local residents have set up a memorial for Lewis at the tree where the crash occurred. Police say Sean Lewis was on parole for a felony weapons possession conviction and had been considered a suspect in a recent shooting. An assistant manager at a bank in the town of Tuxedo has been charged with grand larceny and falsifying business records for stealing $130,000 from the bank's ATM machine. 57-year-old Deborah Marcarelli of Sloatsburg was arrested following an outside audit conducted at the J.P. Morgan Chase Bank branch in Tuxedo. Investigators say Marcarelli's duties included the loading of the bank's ATM machine. Police say the cash was stolen, $2,000 at a time, over a 3-year period. She reportedly told police she'd stolen the money to pay household expenses because her husband had been out of work. Police say Marcarelli was initially able to hide the thefts, approximately 65 of them, because she was part of the bank's audit team and would falsify the ATM records. Red light traffic enforcement cameras may be a step closer to reality along the Route 211 business corridor in the town of Wallkill, now that members of the town board have checked out the video from a study conducted by Redflex, a photo enforcement speed camera company. Wallkill Town Supervisor Dan Depew says what board members saw during that presentation was eye-opening.
It was a 12-hour study that they had done on 2 or 3 days, a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And at some of the intersections in that 12-hour period, we had as much as 100 violations in a 12-hour period. Those would be right-hand turns on red or left-hand turns on red. We had one intersection that had over 34 violations for just directly blowing the red lights after pretty stale red lights. We have one video of a dump truck, a big tandem dump truck, that the light goes yellow, the light goes red, and then a huge tandem dump truck blows through the intersection. The board was really surprised about the flagrant violations of that nature that Redflex was able to show us in our own town. I have to tell you, the number of violations that we witnessed just in that 12-hour period at those 3 or 4 intersections on 211 were absolutely frightening. So many opportunities for people to get in accidents.
Depew says a public hearing will be scheduled to allow residents to get information and to ask questions. The board could then go forward and get the needed green light from the state. Redflex would then install the Route 211 cameras free of charge and receive a set fee from the revenue generated by the $50 tickets issued by police officers. Depew says he's confident the process would adequately protect drivers' rights and that the photos and video could also help police with their criminal searches and investigations. And Depew says at the upcoming public presentation, he will tell residents the cameras are meant as a public safety initiative and not about generating revenue. Fire investigators in Middletown will be attempting to determine what touched off a fire last night that destroyed a detached one-car garage behind a residence at number 36 Waverly Place. The initial call for what turned out to be a 2-alarm blaze came in at around 9 p.m. with arriving firefighters finding the garage with an SUV inside fully engulfed in flames. Middletown Fire Chief Thomas Amodio says members of his department were able to put it out in less than half an hour. A house at 36 Waverly was not damaged, but one next door to the garage had some siding melt from the heat of the flames. There were no injuries reported. Police divers have recovered a gun from the Hudson River, and it's the one they believe was used in a fatal Long Island shooting last month that triggered a manhunt in Orange and Putnam counties. The gun was found near the shore of the Hudson at Cold Spring, not far from where Sang Ho Kim's vehicle was located. Kim was wanted for killing a man and seriously wounding another during what was described as a dispute over past business dealings. Kim's body was later found in the Hudson River near Bear Mountain Bridge. His death ruled a suicide. Police say ballistics testing will be done to confirm that the gun found was the one used in the fatal Long Island shootings. In news from the area police blotter, City of Kingston police got the call. 2 people had been robbed of their cash and cell phones at gunpoint in the Elmendorf Street area. Not long after that, officers tracked down 20-year-old Quashawn Thomas. The Kingston man was being held for arraignment on charges of first-degree robbery and menacing. Meantime, police in Newburgh have caught up with the man who they say stole about $10,000 at gunpoint from a check-cashing store on Broadway last month. 29-year-old Teobaldo Izaguirre was charged with felony robbery and grand larceny. Police say he's the man who pulled the armed heist inside the Smart Solutions store last month. Izaguirre was being held on $500,000 bail. And Paul Green says his goal is to save rock and roll one kid at a time. The man behind the Paul Green Rock Academy has been thinking big. For the past 6 months, his Rock Academy has been hitting the right notes inside the former Woodstock Jewish Congregation building in Saugerties. Academy attendance has grown to 84 students, providing year-round tuition-based lessons that leads to rock shows at real rock and roll venues. In the meantime, Green and Michael Lang of original Woodstock fame are looking to start up the Woodstock College of Music by 2014. Green says the goal is for a 2-year college that will become the MIT of popular music. Rock on. There's rain in the forecast, and it could dampen at least part of our upcoming weekend. Friday will be filled with clouds and periods of rain, which could be heavy at times. The highs Friday will be up around 60 degrees. Saturday will be mostly cloudy with the threat of a lingering shower. Temperatures Saturday are expected to climb into the upper 60s. Well, get your day off to a good start with the news and information you will find in tomorrow's Times Herald Record. And breaking news is just a click away right here at Record Online. For Record Newswatch, I'm Tracy Baxter.